Welcome back to our channel. Today we delve into the extraordinary life of Claire Bloom, a British acting legend celebrated for her grace, talent, and timeless performances. From her early days as a child refugee during the World War II to her rise as an international star alongside icons like Charlie Chaplin, Claire's journey is one of resilience, artistry, and intrigue. Behind the dazzling performances lies a woman whose life was shaped by captivating relationships, personal challenges, and enduring success on stage and screen. Join us as we uncover the untold stories of her career, romances, and legacy that have cemented her place in entertainment history. From being named BAFTA's most promising newcomer to earning the title of Best Actress, Bloom's career has been nothing short of legendary. But did you know her remarkable journey was shaped by an early brush with the chaos of war? Imagine being a child in London during the terrifying days of World War II. Bombs rained down on the city as German planes carried out relentless attacks. For Bloom and her family, the danger wasn't just something they heard about. It was right outside their door. The family narrowly escaped the devastation, fleeing to the United States in 1940 after bombs fell perilously close to their home. This harrowing experience forced them to leave everything familiar behind and begin a new chapter in a foreign land. At just 10 years old, Claire boarded a ship in Glasgow, part of a convoy evacuating children to safety. Accompanied by her younger brother John, who was only 6 at the time, she embarked on a journey that would change her life forever. Reflecting on this experience years later, Bloom described the fear and uncertainty of that time. We were to sail from Glasgow in a convoy on a ship that was evacuating children. It's hard to imagine the courage it must have taken for a young girl to leave her home and her parents behind during such uncertain times. Once in the U.S., Claire and John stayed with their uncle in Florida. While the war raged on across the Atlantic, this temporary refuge offered a glimmer of normalcy. Yet even in safety, Bloom found herself unexpectedly drawn into the world of performance. One day, the British War Relief Society approached her with an unusual request. Would she raise funds by singing? What began as a simple act of charity would unknowingly ignite a passion for performing, a spark that would grow into a dazzling career. 2 years later, Bloom and her family returned to England, stepping back into a country still deeply scarred by war. But that time in the U.S., though brief, had left its mark on her. It introduced her to the power of performance and showed her how resilience could transform adversity into opportunity. This early chapter of Claire Bloom's life is not just a story of survival. It's the foundation of her extraordinary journey. The challenges she faced as a child set the stage for the strength, poise, and emotional depth she would later bring to her iconic roles. She made her stage debut when she was just 15. Bloom studied stage acting at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama and started appearing on BBC radio programs. She made her stage debut at the Oxford Repertory Theatre in 1946 at the tender age of 15. About a year later, she performed as Ophelia at the Shakespeare Memorial Theatre alongside one of the greatest Shakespearean performers, Paul Scofield. Bloom later remarked that she developed a crush on Scofield, but because he was married with a son at the time, all Bloom could do was hope to be flirted with and taken some notice of. When Scofield was asked about his thoughts on Bloom after many years, he said, 16 years old, I think, so very young, and necessarily inexperienced. She looked lovely. She acted with a daunting assurance which belied entirely her inexperience of almost timid reticence. She was a very good Ophelia. Claire Bloom's first appearance on the silver screen was in The Blind Goddess in 1948, marking the start of her journey in the world of film. Early in her career, she underwent training at the Rank Organization's Charm School a program designed to refine young talent. However, Bloom quickly realized that her ambitions lay beyond the confines of such a regimented system, and she chose to carve her own path. Her first major breakthrough came with the 1952 film Limelight, where she was handpicked by the legendary Charlie Chaplin, who also directed and starred in the movie. This role launched Bloom into international stardom. Limelight is often compared to Chaplin's earlier classic City Lights, as both films explore themes of redemption and resilience. In Limelight, Bloom portrayed a ballerina consumed by despair and contemplating suicide, paralyzed by a condition described as hysterical paralysis. Her nuanced performance captured audiences' hearts, showcasing an emotional depth that would define her career. The film held deep personal significance for Chaplin. Many elements of Limelight were inspired by his own life and family. The theater featured in the film was the same venue where his mother performed for the last time, and Bloom wore costumes designed to mimic the dresses his mother once wore. Adding to the personal nature of the production, Chaplin's sons and his half-brother were cast in supporting roles. Bloom herself later noted that she believed her resemblance to Chaplin's young wife, Una O'Neill, may have played a role in her casting. Chaplin's autobiographical reflections shed light on his unique perspective on the film. He admitted that Limelight was unlike any of his previous works, stating, "I worried less about the success of this film than any I had ever made." For Chaplin, this project was more of an emotional expression than a commercial endeavor. The casting process for Bloom's role was anything but straightforward. Chaplin had high expectations, describing his search for the perfect actress as a quest for the impossible: beauty, talent, and a great emotional range. After months of auditions and disappointment, his friend Arthur Lawrence recommended Claire Bloom. Chaplin, impressed by her abilities and raw potential, immediately signed her for the role. It's believed that Chaplin chose her because of the wide range of emotions that Bloom had displayed in so many of her previous performances. The film finally turned her into an international star. Claire Bloom felt that one of the reasons she got the role was because she looked like Chaplin's wife. The film remains a testament to the magic that can happen when the right talent meets the right opportunity, and it was a defining moment in Bloom's career that highlighted her ability to stand shoulder to shoulder with one of the greatest icons in film. Claire Bloom continued to build an illustrious filmography, taking on a series of costume roles in historical and literary dramas. She appeared in Alexander the Great, 1956, portraying Statera, and later in The Brothers Karamazov, 1958, and The Buccaneer, 1958, showcasing her ability to embody characters from different eras with poise and elegance. In 1962, she added a touch of whimsy to her repertoire with a role in The Wonderful World of the Brothers Grimm, cementing her versatility as an actress. One of her standout performances during this period came in Laurence Olivier's 1955 film adaptation of Richard III, where she played Lady Anne. Bloom's portrayal of the tormented widow, caught between grief and the manipulative charm of Richard III, was praised for its emotional complexity. Critics lauded her ability to convey vulnerability and strength simultaneously, a hallmark of her acting style that made her a favorite among audiences and directors alike. Bloom's career reached another high point with A Doll's House, 1973, based on Henrik Ibsen's classic play. Her riveting portrayal of Nora earned her the Best Actress Award at the Taormina International Film Festival, further solidifying her status as one of the era's most accomplished actresses. She continued to take on challenging roles, starring alongside Hollywood greats like Paul Newman and Lawrence Harvey in The Outrage, 1964, and Richard Burton in Look Back in Anger, 1959, and The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, 1965. In The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, her elegance perfectly embodied the cultural sophistication of her character, as noted by novelist David Plant. Her character brought a quiet dignity to the film's gritty narrative, further demonstrating Bloom's ability to elevate every role she undertook. In a 2002 interview with Michael Sheldon, Bloom reflected fondly on her collaborations with Richard Burton, saying, "He had it all: intelligence, physical beauty, an incredible voice. There was no one else like him. At the Old Vic, he proved that a working-class actor could make it, and I was proud of him. I thought he set a great example in a society that was, and still is, too preoccupied with class and accent." These performances not only enriched Bloom's career, but also highlighted her knack for balancing intellectual depth with emotional resonance. From literary adaptations to historical epics, she brought an undeniable sophistication to every character, earning her a lasting legacy in the world of film and theater. Claire Bloom's illustrious career extended well beyond film, as she became a prominent figure on both the London and New York stages. Her theatrical repertoire showcased her extraordinary range, appearing in classic and contemporary works that left a lasting impression on audiences and critics alike. One of her earliest notable stage appearances was in Look Back in Anger, a powerful piece emblematic of Britain's post-war discontent. Bloom also starred in Rashomon and Jean Giraudoux' Duel of Angels in 1958, where she shared the stage with the legendary Vivien Leigh. These roles highlighted her versatility and ability to hold her own alongside other iconic performers. However, it was her portrayal of Blanche Dubois in Tennessee Williams's A Streetcar Named Desire during its 1974 London revival that she considered her favorite role. Critics praised the production as a masterclass in reviving classic theater. Clive Barnes described it as a remarkable example of what classic revivals should be: meticulously crafted yet profoundly expressive and illuminating. Another critic admired her performance, noting her Blanche had layers of vitality and tenderness. Even Tennessee Williams himself was captivated, proclaiming, "I am utterly mad about Claire Bloom." In addition to her stage roles, Bloom demonstrated her storytelling prowess in one-woman shows, performing monologues from various plays she had starred in. Her theatrical contributions also included her lead role in the Broadway remake of The Innocents in 1976, a production that further cemented her status as a stage icon. As Bloom transitioned into more contemporary roles in the 1960s, she continued to challenge herself as an actress. In the Chaplin Report, she portrayed a housewife grappling with mental illness. And in Charlie, she starred opposite Cliff Robertson in his Oscar-winning role, playing a psychologist navigating the emotional complexities of a groundbreaking medical experiment. She also ventured into the psychological horror genre with her role as Theodora in The Haunting, 1963, delivering a haunting performance that resonated with audiences. Her collaborations with Laurence Olivier extended to Clash of the Titans, 1981, where she played Hera opposite Olivier's Zeus. This reunion between two giants of British acting brought a touch of gravitas to the fantasy epic. Bloom's television work was equally distinguished. She received widespread acclaim for her portrayal of Lady Marchmain in the critically acclaimed Brideshead Revisited, 1981. Reflecting on the character, Bloom explained, "I'm often told I played a manipulative and heartless woman, but that's not how I saw her. Lady Marchmain was devout and faced the dilemma of raising a rebellious brood alone, instilling Catholic values in them. She continued, "Her rigid sense of purpose, though not one I share, is understandable in the context of her struggles. Her nuanced performance brought depth to the character, offering a sympathetic lens on Lady Marchmain's complicated moral stance." Bloom also appeared in standout BBC productions, including Anna Karenina, 1961, alongside Sean Connery, and Wuthering Heights, 1962, where she played Kathy opposite Keith Michelle's Heathcliff. In the U.S., she portrayed First Lady Edith Wilson in Backstairs at the White House, 1979, and later Joy Gresham, wife of C.S. Lewis, in Shadowlands, 1985. Her portrayal in Shadowlands earned her the BAFTA Award for Best Actress, cementing her as one of the most accomplished actresses of her generation. Bloom's versatility shone in her performances in Woody Allen's Crimes and Misdemeanors, 1989, and Mighty Aphrodite, 1995, where her understated elegance added depth to Allen's signature storytelling. She later appeared alongside Sylvester Stallone in the action thriller Daylight, 1996, showcasing her ability to adapt to more commercial genres. Her later film roles further cemented her legacy, including her portrayal of Queen Mary in the Oscar-winning historical drama The King's Speech, 2010. In this role, Bloom brought regal poise and gravitas to a pivotal supporting character, contributing to the film's critical acclaim. Her final notable film role was in Max Rose, 2016, where she played Eva Rose alongside Jerry Lewis in a deeply emotional exploration of aging and love. Bloom's television career was equally prolific. She starred in The Mirror Cracked, the final BBC adaptation of Agatha Christie's Miss Marple series, in 1992, and portrayed the older Sophie in The Chamomile Lawn, a Channel 4 drama exploring post-war life. Her talent for bringing emotional complexity to her characters was further demonstrated in her role as Edith Wilson in Backstairs at the White House, 1979, and as Joy Gresham in Shadowlands, 1985, a performance that earned her a BAFTA Award for Best Actress. In the 1990s, Bloom took on more dynamic roles, including the villainess Orlena Grimaldi in the daytime drama As the World Turns, and a recurring part in Law & Order, Criminal Intent. She also appeared in a range of short TV dramas such as The Ten Commandments, 2006, and Summer of Rockets, 2019. One of her most intriguing television roles came in Doctor Who, 2009 to 2010, where she played a mysterious Time Lord, known only as the woman in the two-part episode The End of Time. This enigmatic character sparked much fan speculation, and series producer Russell T. Davies later confirmed in his book The Writer's Tale that Bloom's character was intended to be the Doctor's mother. Bloom maintained a strong presence on stage, where her career had first begun. In 2006, she returned to the London stage in 6 dance lessons in 6 weeks, a 2-person play, alongside Billy Zane. In 2007, she performed with Peter Bowles in Love Letters at the Princess Grace Theatre in Monte Carlo, a production directed by Mark Sinden as part of the British Theatre Season in Monaco. In addition to traditional productions, Bloom also lent her talents to unique performances such as narrating Leonard Bernstein's Kaddish at the Joseph Meyerhoff Symphony Hall in Baltimore in 2012, further showcasing her ability to blend theatrical and musical artistry. In her later years, Bloom embraced complex and nuanced characters in television series. She appeared as the estranged mother of the title character in ITV's Doc Martin, 2013-2022, delivering a poignant performance that resonated with fans of the series. In Midsummer Murders, 2015, she played Matilda Stowe in the episode A Vintage Murder, bringing a sophisticated charm to the beloved mystery series. In Summer of Rockets, 2019, Bloom portrayed Aunt Mary, adding another compelling performance to her already impressive television resume. Bloom's life has been as compelling off-screen as it was on stage and film, and she documented her journey in 2 revealing memoirs. The first, Limelight, and After, The Education of an Actress, 1982, offers readers an intimate look into her professional life. This book delves into her experiences as a performer, exploring the roles and artistic challenges that defined her career. It's an insightful recounting of how she navigated the complexities of acting while remaining true to her craft. Her second memoir, Leaving a Doll's House, a Memoir, 1996, takes a more personal turn, chronicling her relationships with iconic figures like Richard Burton and others. In this candid narrative, Bloom shares the triumphs and struggles of her personal life, pulling back the curtain on her interactions with some of the most celebrated individuals in the entertainment industry. What's striking about Bloom's memoirs is her unflinching honesty. By the time she penned these books, many of the people she wrote about had passed away, which she admitted made the writing process easier. With no fear of judgment, Bloom was able to reflect on her life with a mix of humor, wisdom, and vulnerability, creating works that resonate deeply with readers. These memoirs form a rich tapestry of Bloom's life, a journey of ambition, artistry, and resilience that continues to inspire generations of performers and admirers alike. While her memoirs captured the public's attention for their honesty, her personal life, particularly her marriage to Philip Roth, became a subject of equal fascination. Claire Bloom's brief marriage to celebrated author Philip Roth stands as one of the most tumultuous chapters of her personal life, marked by emotional strife, public fallout, and deeply personal artistic retaliation. In her memoir, Leaving a Doll's House, Bloom painted a vivid picture of a controlling relationship that tested her resolve and profoundly impacted her bond with her daughter, Anna. Roth, known for his incisive and often controversial prose, reportedly imposed stringent demands on their relationship, including a request that Bloom live apart from Anna, a condition that sowed seeds of guilt and regret for years to come. For Bloom, the decision to prioritize her marriage over her maternal responsibilities became a deeply painful one. Reflecting on this period, she described the inner conflict of balancing her roles as a wife and a mother. Her account resonated with many readers, particularly women who saw echoes of their own struggles in Bloom's story. The media, too, took note, with some outlets applauding her bravery and shedding light on the complexities of marriage, while others criticized her for airing private grievances so openly. Roth's response to the collapse of their marriage was as public as it was personal. In his novel I Married a Communist, Roth introduced the character of Eve Frame, a thinly disguised representation of Bloom. Eve Frame is depicted as a vindictive anti-Semitic wife who orchestrates the downfall of the book's protagonist, a portrayal widely seen as a veiled attack on Bloom. While the character undergoes a redemptive arc, the bitterness and vitriol of Roth's writing left little doubt about his intentions. The novel sparked a media frenzy, with critics dissecting its parallels to Bloom and questioning the ethics of using fiction as a weapon in personal disputes. One review described the book as an angry, bitter, resentful mess, a sentiment that underscored the raw, emotional undercurrents of the work. Fans of Bloom rallied behind her, with many expressing outrage over Roth's decision to fictionalize their private conflicts. Social media and fan letters alike were filled with support for Bloom, lauding her courage to stand tall amid such public scrutiny. The enduring fascination with this period of Bloom's life highlights the intersection of personal and artistic narratives, raising questions about the boundaries of storytelling and the cost of public vulnerability. Fans and cultural commentators continue to view this episode as a defining moment in Bloom's life, one that reveals not just her resilience, but also the courage it takes to share one's truth in the face of public judgment. Bloom's romantic entanglements often read like the plot of a Shakespearean drama, filled with passion, betrayal, and lingering affection. One of the most famous chapters of her love life involved her affair with Richard Burton, whom she met while performing in a play in 1947. Their connection was electric, but it was also fraught with challenges, as Burton was married to Sybil at the time. Bloom's memoir paints a vivid picture of their relationship, noting that Burton's charisma and intelligence captivated her. Yet, his infidelity and inability to commit fully led to the eventual dissolution of their romance. One observer commented that Burton's attraction to Bloom seemed powerful enough to threaten his marriage, yet it ultimately wasn't enough to break his ties with Sybil. After Burton's marriage to Elizabeth Taylor, his declaration that waking up to Taylor felt like Christmas every morning was a sharp emotional blow to Bloom. Her response describing how such sentiments inspired urges akin to murder reveals the depth of her heartbreak. Yet even after his passing, Bloom reflected on their time together as one of the most profound relationships of her life, describing Burton as hypnotic and praising his ability to challenge societal norms with his intelligence and working-class roots. Bloom's relationship with her daughter, Anna Steiger, is a story of conflict, healing, and ultimately deep connection. Anna was born during Bloom's marriage to actor Rod Steiger, and their early years together were marked by challenges. Bloom's decision to prioritize her troubled marriage to Philip Roth over her role as a mother created a painful rift. In her memoir, she admitted to trying to push Anna and Rod out of their home, a decision she later described as a profound mistake. It took a decade for Bloom to fully come to terms with the fallout of these choices. She expressed regret for sharing certain details in her memoir, acknowledging that some moments are better left private. Despite the rough patches, Bloom and Anna eventually reconciled. Their bond grew stronger over time, transforming into a beautiful friendship. Bloom now speaks of Anna with pride and admiration. In interviews, she describes her daughter as not only a distinguished opera singer, but also her best friend. Their journey from estrangement to closeness is a testament to the resilience of family ties and the healing power of time and understanding. These intertwined tales of love, betrayal, and reconciliation showcase the complexity of Claire Bloom's personal life. Her story is one of navigating human emotions and relationships with remarkable honesty and introspection, making her life as compelling as her performances on stage and screen. From navigating personal struggles to achieving global stardom, she remains an enduring icon in the world of film and theater. Did any of these lesser-known facts surprise you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories about amazing individuals.